What's up, everybody? This is the Lazy Farmer. My name is Kurt H. How you doing? And we're back in Run 8 Train Simulator. That's right, we're back in the original, back to where I started my train experience. I knew I had to come back, and yes, I am still on the Mohawk and Selkirk. I need to do work over here. This is the M023. I'm using modern day tagging train symbols, and there is a website you can go to, trainsymbol.com, I think is what it, or railfan.com. Something's railfan. Something I don't care. It's out there. Look for it. It has all the current and modern day tags for all the railroads that are out there, and this would have been the K something or whatever. I don't know. CSX tags kind of confuse me. So for those people that live in CSX land, I apologize for murdering this, but I did notice that whatever it was now, manifest trains are just simply M, and that's what this is. This is a manifest supply train. I left Selkirk a few days ago, and then we rode for about 2 hours on this, and then heading to the Dewitt yard. So that's what I was showing you on the intro. I don't know if you saw that, but this is us sitting right here on the siding here at Little Falls. And so we'll be heading down Main 1 all the way down through here, which, going past Utica and Amtrak Rome, going past Rome, going past Oneida. That's the only other sighting we're going to be, if we wait on to get off, but we're not going to do that because the DeWitt yard is right here by CP282. And if I have things programmed correctly, I believe it's a CP278, it should route us into CP278 and then right here, or right, or basically you should get us into the DeWitt yard. Once we get into the DeWitt yard, then at that point I'm going to have to jump out and start flipping switches and doing stuff because DeWitt is completely manual switch and auto can't do it. So this is kind of going to be a test too to see if I programmed everything right, and it's also going to be interesting too because the DeWitt yard really only has four receiving tracks, but the two largest ones, if I remember correctly, are already full. So we'll be having some fun there. So we'll have to spend some time in DeWitt later on as well too. And as we get the server up and running, I'll need a yard master for DeWitt, and people will need to go there and work. Because yeah, the server's there. The server's almost ready. I need to get I'm still working on configurations here on my local machine. But I've decided that that's not shouldn't hold me up. I could always update the configurations periodically. The machine has tested okay. Still concerned about it, and I just got to get a cheapo. I don't want to spend a whole lot, so I need to go. You know what? I just thought about it just now. Why don't I go swing by like a Goodwill or someplace like that, and maybe even go through some yard sales and see if I can find somebody who's willing to sell old keyboard, mouse, something that I could just plug into that machine. But that's the only thing that's really holding me up right now. Network is there. I mean that equipment was purchased, so everything should be fine. So I just need a mouse and a keyboard to really get that thing booted up and get it going. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And first order of business is I could come over here. I could punch in codes and do the DTMF. I'm not going to. You can't do that. I'm not going to. We'll go here. Call for them. So a little bit more volume here. So, yep, okay, good. Just making sure, and just in case somebody pops in, open up Discord, and I'm going to request a signal, and I'm looking at these lights right there. So, I got a green. Acknowledge, he gave me a green. We're moving forward. So, we're going to go ahead, put that into forward. I'm going to give it a notch. I am on a grade here, so I'm going to let it ramp up just a little bit, and then I'm going to take off the handbrakes. Go to a second notch here. All brakes coming off now. Started to roll back a little bit. I think I yanked on those couplers a little too hard. There goes the EOT. The back end's now following us. All right, we're moving. We're going forward. So let's get it. Let's see. I'm looking for track speed. Oops, I went past it. Track speed's 30 right here, and then I think it goes up to 55 once the back end gets onto the main line. So we're moving. We're on our way. We're gonna finish this trip to Dewitt. Get some headlights on. So we'll see if we're going to stay with this, because it might be a lot of manual, and at which point, well, this may actually serve a purpose as well too, because I've been playing around with the new external dispatcher, and we'll see. I haven't tried it recently since there's been a couple of updates, but there were some issues with some lights not turning. But if it's working solidly, because I noticed last time I tried to come in, I wanted to get in at St. Johnsonville, and this was empty, but Otto said there were no available sightings, and I was like right in here. So as soon as I came past this, I asked for the next available sighting. Once again, it said there are no available sightings, but yet I had this one right here that was wide open. So I'm wondering if that's a file that can be configured, or if that's actually part of the programming of the map. If it's part of the programming of the map, then the external dispatcher would actually serve a purpose, and so that would almost require, 1, 2, 3, 4 people to be kind of dedicated, at least commit to being dedicated dispatchers, which would be kind of cool. How's everybody doing? So, anyway, I forgot to do it. I said I was going to do it on my last stream. I need to do it, and that's a couple of different questions. One, I did some streams with Farming Simulator 22, so that will be a Friday stream, Farming Friday. Ooh, wow, how cliche that is, yeah. Farming Fridays, and then also I need, for Farming Sim, one of the questions I have is, what wheel and I don't even think I'm going to ask the question, but I was thinking about what kind of wheel, steering wheel and pedals, should I get? And I honestly think it's probably going to be the Thrustmaster, to be honest with you. I was looking at them last night. I think I'm just going to have to invest in Thrustmaster wheels. I know that the old SciTech one, which was for the original Farm Sim one that I got back in the 2017 days, that's now considered Logitech. I think SciTech is pretty much a dead company since Logitech bought them out, but I'm not impressed with the quality of that product. And the second wheel that I had to have the first one replaced by the manufacturer. The second one is sitting in storage. I have no inclination to go get it. So I want to get a nice, really good quality steering wheel, pedal setup. So the question's out there, which one should I get? I'm going to leave that up to you. Alright, so I cleared the switch apparently. Track speed's now 55. Let's go ahead and ramp this baby up. Start working our way up. So that's the question number 1. And then question number 2 that I had is, how long should my videos be? I had a face-to-face with a viewer. We met. It was pleasant. It was really kind of nice to have that face-to-face. It surprised me. But yeah, it was it definitely stroked my ego a little bit. So I'm trying to stay humble. I'm not that big to be egotistical. But the one thing they did say, they said they felt that my 2-hour videos were a little bit on the long side. So that could be a personal preference on their part. But I want to know, what you, my viewers, want to know. Leave a comment, and leave a comment. Let me know. Should they be 2 hours? Should it be an hour and a half? Should it be 1 hour? You let me know. I'm just curious. All right, that's question number 2. And then of course, As always, if you like the content that I do provide, please click that subscribe button, give me the thumbs up to help the analytics and get the notifications so that way you are made aware of when I go live. And then if you have anybody that is looking for a really good train simulator, open world sandbox, and they don't mind a big learning curve, then share these videos out about Run8, because in my opinion Run8 is the best train simulator out there for real world train operations. It is open world. You can do what you want. There are no scenarios except for the one that you create for yourself. So, which is what I'm doing with the Mohawk. Is I mean Mohawk and Selkirk. Not a lot. I haven't seen a lot of servers out there for that are Mohawk and Selkirk based. I see a lot of Southern California. I see a lot of Southeast, which would be Georgia, Florida area. I know that the website, the people, the guys that are play hardcore, because they are actual real life engineers and conductors, that they go drive trains all day, then they come back and play Run8, and they do it exactly like they would do it when they're at work, following those same rules and everything. Yeah, it's that one. They took the NorCal server down and replaced it with the Pennsylvania server. Pennsylvania server is a lot of fun. My friend Handkerchief has his server up. I consider that the sister server to this one, because he and I have figured out how to change trains. So, what's up, Fred? How we doing? Looking forward to getting in this because of the realism. Hey, Fred, I mean, yeah, come join us if you do get it. That's what I'm talking about. Handkerchief has got his server up. I'm going to be getting my server up. And what we have actually done is we've figured out how to share trains. In fact, at the Finger Lakes interchange on this, well, I'm on the Mohawk sub right now, but I'll show you on the map up here, up by Fairgrounds. This is where the Finger Lakes interchange is, in this area right here. There is a train sitting there that has come from Norfolk Southern, from the Pittsburgh line east, from Hank's server. That train's sitting there waiting to come in, and I just got to basically just sitting there. I got to bring it in, and then once it comes in, the interchange will actually change the cars. The loaded cars will stay loaded cars. The empty cars will stay empty cars, but they'll get re-tagged to an industry that's on the two subdivisions that I'm using, Mohawk and Selkirk. And he's done the reverse on his side. So if I sent, so my industries will tag cars for other industries on my subdivision. They'll tag them for cities going off the subs, or they'll tag them for Norfolk, and we actually tagged as NS 15M, and then L or E for loaded or empty. Pardon me, I'm coming down on the back end of a flu bug here, but what's up, Matt? How you doing? Good to see you. So anyway, but he'll get my cars, and it'll do the same thing. So it'll retag those cars for industries. So it's a little cumbersome. It's a manual process, but it's something that we figured out that we can do it. And so once we put that more into further practice and know it's solid, then we want to present it to the developers of Run8, because one of the things that's on my wish list for Run8 is that they would model, I got a green, awesome, that they would model the Chicago area, because I think every Class 1 railroad comes into the Chicago area somewhere. So, and then that map could actually be an exchange point, so somebody like me could take that, and it'd be a whole different type of server, to where people could send me a file. If they can automate, now that's beyond my programming, but if they could automate that process to where they can send me a file, and I just got to have it brought in, and then people can work trains, change them from one interchange to another. I think it'd be awesome. That's just me. So Hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget to go buy your roses and your cards and your gifts for your loved ones, your significant others, because it is February and that made-up holiday called, I was almost going to say Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. Yes, I called it a made-up holiday because it was made up by greeting card companies to sell more greeting cards. That's my personal opinion. Which my wife hated it when I said that. It's probably why she's my ex, but hey, you know what? There were other issues in there as well too. All right, so I'm approaching. I'm going to start ramping down because I have, well, even though I'm uphill, it's about a 0.5% uphill grade here. Track speed is at 50, 55. No defects. We're good. Was that the 2020? Well, you know what? Where's my map? I gotta get my paper map out. If you watch the one and only short that I ever put up, when I'm sitting there looking at my paper map, that's usually when I lose track of speed, and we end up oh, actually, that was almost a derail. Thank God the engineer didn't have derail turned on, or that whole train would have landed on its side, which would have made for a good video as well too. So, all right. So what have I been streaming? I've been streaming. Well, I'm back on Run8 because I haven't been here in a while. I've been streaming Railroader as well too. In fact, I'm going to be starting a whole new series. I'm starting that all over again. That was kind of a fiasco because I had a friend over, and when they came over, it was kind of a surprise visit, and he had his kid with him, and it was like, hey, you know, that's really cool. Can I play? Sure, go ahead. And he was old enough. I know he knows how to, you know, play computers and everything. Let's just start a new game for you. And well, he thought he was going to be smart. When he was done, he was going to delete the save game files. He deleted all the save game files, so I have to start all over again. So, but it's all right. I mean, that, you know what, you know, I'm not upset because I really wasn't that far into Railroader, and I know I made some mistakes, so it allows me to get rid of some of the mistakes, and so we're gonna go from there. Anyway, all right, we're doing all right. Well, we're really slowing down here. I came off of it too much, jumped up, bring it up to about notch 5 here. You've been addicted to Railroader. You know what? I love Railroader, man. And the fact that it's only early access, and they've made some great strides. In fact, the addition of adding AI to the passenger trains, that's actually made my life so much easier. I still will run it, but I let the AI do. Well, I let the AI do all the driving. So when I was playing with it, I just basically, all I did was go from Whittier to Ella to Bryson, and then back to Whittier again, and you know, it was like real quick. I can do 2 runs real quick. So I've been testing out how to restart it, and so yeah, it's running great. I mean, I love it. I can't see what else they're gonna do with it. I can't see what else they're gonna bring with it. And I went to go put my request in. I went and did a hunt for a particular locomotive, and to say, hey guys, can you possibly model this? Because I think the modeling, if you get down in there and look, I mean, the brakes, you can actually watch the brake supply against the wheels. You can see all the little stuff moving around on the locomotives. I mean, they really did a good job of modeling. And for the logging, I want to really see either or both a Shea or a Heisler. That would be it. Oh, that would just be it. And I made some statements before about Run8, and that it's not about the graphics, and it still isn't about the graphics. Fred, you said it, man. The realism is amazing on Run8. It is. I mean, and he hasn't streamed in a long time, which is too bad, because I learned a lot about railroading watching his streams, and I have no problem. Hey guys, I want you to stay here. I want you to subscribe to me. But you know what? If you want to go over and look at NS Horsehead SD70, when his last stream was Pittsburgh Line East, he makes a statement in that stream. That's the area that he works, and the way the trains operate in Run8, going over the mountains and through the horseshoe curve, is exactly how they operate in real life. And I mean, with Trainz 2022, that's, you know what, realistic model railroad operation. Railroader is a game. It's like Railroader is like Farming Simulator is a game. There's like, when there's a money aspect added to it, in my opinion, now it's become a game. It's a great game. It's absolutely a great game. All right, I encourage everybody. You know what? Let's help those guys out to continue the developing of it. Buy it. It's worth it. Same thing here. Yeah, wouldn't that be it, lazy? Yeah, well, you know, I am. Well, I'm back on the farming sim again. That's got my where I got my lazy moniker. But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I'm at a point now because of Railroader. I would love to. Oh, hang on. Turn my lights down. Oncoming train. All right, we'll turn that back up again. There we go. Almost was being rude. Good to know I would be sucked in real life too. Let's put it this way. Here's okay, and I've talked about this before, but my whole reason for Run8 and how I got into it was I've always wanted to have a model railroad. I've always wanted one, and as a little kid, I had one. As best as I could build, you know, an HO scale model railroad on a 4x8 piece of plywood. I think every kid starts that way. And it quickly became, you know what, I want to go big, and that they say go big or go home. Well, I was already home, so that only left I had to go big, and I just didn't have the room. Then I moved out, college. Then I ended up, you know, getting married, kids, but always in the back of my mind, I wanted a model railroad. And I just said, you know what, I need something to scratch that model railroad itch. So I went looking for something that was on the computer. And I knew that Microsoft had come out with a train simulator. I got a green light again. Awesome. So I went looking for that. Well, okay, that was MST, you know, was it MSTS1 technically, no longer available. All right, so there's got to be a 2. I mean, if they're still putting out flight simulator, then there's got to be a train simulator out there somewhere. Well, there was, but they killed it before they ever went into production. So MSTS2. I almost want to say Mystery Science Theater 3000, but MSTS2 never came out, you know, to my knowledge. So great. Now what am I looking for? So I started looking at things, and I looked at Trainz. I looked at Train Sim World. Looked at them all, and they all had this. They all pretty much had kind of the same thing, which I didn't want. Was the scenario piece. I didn't want scenarios. I didn't want to go in and go, gee, I got to go from point A to point B in a certain amount of time and drop off X number of passengers. And I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to be able to go down into my virtual basement, look at my virtual model railroad and say, okay, do I want to work on scenery today? Do I want to drive a road train like I'm doing right now? Okay. I think they lost their way at the very beginning. Oh. Ooh, almost missed that. So, well, yeah, it was. I mean, I think they killed something. Because quite frankly, I mean, you look at what Microsoft Flight Simulator is now. It's amazing. Okay, and I will know this, and I'm going to come back to Microsoft Flight Simulator here in just a moment. And there's a reason, and yes, I'm going to tie it into Run8. So, but anyway, that's what I went looking for was, and I'm looking at all these other train simulators, and they all had scenarios. I didn't want scenarios. I wanted to run a road train, or maybe I wanted to work in a yard, or maybe I wanted to work industries. Whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to just do it and not be confined, you know, between the point A and point B process. Flight Sim is out now. It's back. That's the nice thing. Flight Simulator is back. They did kill them both, but I think they missed the boat because there's a lot of people that were the huge fans. I mean, Flight Simulator has been around forever, so they had a huge base and they alienated that base and they brought it back. And Flight Simulator was so good that that we forget that the pilots that flew the planes into the Twin Towers on 9/11, when they weren't in a real plane or in a school learning how to fly, they were back at their house or apartment, wherever it was they were living, practicing on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that little piece came out, and then that kind of was like a resurgence for Microsoft's Flight Simulator. But I think that they missed the boat on how much of a niche market there is for the train simulators and train fans and rail fans, just rail fans. So you own all the flight sims. Nice. I almost bought Flight Simulator last paycheck, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I already got enough on my plate. So now that I'm going back to Farming Simulator, yeah, I had to hold off on it. So anyway, that being said, it was a YouTube video. I was watching a video. I can't remember if it was Trainz or Train Sim World or whatever it was. And I was watching the video and I was reading through the comments, and I still don't know who this individual was. So if you're out there and you know who you are, the individual that just simply put up the statement of, this is a good simulator, but it's no Run8. That was it. That was it. And I went Run8. I've never, and in all my searching, all my Google searching, train simulators, Run8 never came up. I'm like, what is Run8? So now I'm searching for Run8. I find Run8. I find NSD Horsehead, or I was NS Horsehead SD70's YouTube videos. So, and I started watching them, and I'm watching what they're doing. I'm listening to the jargon that they're using, and I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm like, I've got to get this. So I dropped the initial, the initial bills. I bought, the base pack needles to Barstow and Mojave. I always forget if it's Mojave or Cajon, but I think it was Mojave. And I mean, honestly, I started playing it, and I was even now the hook is sunk in deeper. It's in deep. I mean, we're talking the barbs are in my tongue and the lower lip, and I'm not even fighting the line. I'm looking at the line, going, oh, the guy's over here. Okay, I'll go swim that way. I mean, I'm hooked. I get in, and then the first thing I notice is that all the cars look the same. There's a few engines that look different, but some of the cars look different, but all the cars are boxcars that say Run8. I get the process. There's DLCs involved, and every game does that. That's the way games are nowadays. You have DLCs. Then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, I'm going to start buying DLCs, and I started seeing the extra cars starting to pop in, and I started dropping money. I started budgeting every paycheck. Okay, I can either get 4. I'll limit myself. I can either get 4 car packs or 2 subdivisions. Which way do I want to go? I want the car packs. I mean, I started getting car packs, and I'll get the next subdivisions. So now I own everything for Run8. I mean, and then I mean, everything that comes out. Now I'm getting into the enhancements on the enhancement Discord channel. This is exactly what I was looking for. I can do, like today, it's like I know I need work. There's work that needs to be done in the Dewitt yard. He's going to hold me up here pretty soon because I'm catching up to that I-169. So, in fact, I am going to go. I'm at 55. I haven't gone over it yet, but I'm going to slow down a little bit. Let me come off that. I come off a notch and see if that slows me down. Yeah, I am. All right. So anyway, same with the guy who stole the Q400. Yeah, the first thing I noticed was that learning the keybinds in the system made me want to throw my computer out the window. I didn't go that route. Did I say bad words? Yes, Matt, I did. I said bad words. I'm like, and I'm still, and in some things, I'm still saying some bad words. And there's even, oh my goodness, there's, okay, these subdivisions right here, as a matter of fact, I really dove into how to program the routes, and that's part of why I'm running a road train tonight. Because running a road train, most people are like, okay, I don't mind watching that once in a great while, but they want to see industries being worked, they want to see yards being worked, and things like that. But what I dove into with Mohawk and Selkirk is that they're not really set up. So they're almost a complete blank slate. And there were some other videos out there that from High Rail Simulations. They're the ones that are doing the Southeast maps. And they're the same, and a couple of developers also are with Run8 Studios. So so there was a comment that was made about how when they test a map, they don't put every train symbol in. They put in just enough to test it, and then that's it. And if everything works, okay, the rest is up to us. Where's that in the documentation? Okay, and I get that too. My first time I jumped in to Run8, I do remember saying, hey, just jump. Someone in one of the videos I watched, just jump in, grab a train, start driving. So I did. I found a road train in Needles. I decided I was going to take it to Barstow. Jumped in and couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the train to go faster than 5 miles an hour. But eventually I did. Notch 8, pulling as hard as I can, not getting up over 5 miles an hour, and all of a sudden the train took off like a rocket. I'm like, whatever I did, it fixed. Maybe it's buggy. Maybe no, I broke a coupler. Just saying, broke a coupler. Yeah, it became very easy to pull that train afterwards. So yeah, once again, learning curve. It is a high learning curve, guys. But I shouldn't say guys. I'll say ladies and gentlemen, because who knows? There are some ladies out there that like trains too. So let's not be sexist about this. Where am I at? Oh, I'm coming into Utica. All right. So anyway, yeah, there's a high learning curve, and that's been my reason for streaming Run8 is I want to help anybody who gets Run8. How do I do this? This is why I open my Discord channel up to everybody that want. If you subscribe to my channel, join my Discord. You can leave a message about Run8 in there, And if I'm in there, if Hank's in there, we hang out in my Discord. Not as much as I'd like. Next week I will be. I'll be off all next week, so there'll be lots of videos coming at you guys next week. But I'm just saying that there's. I'm here to help get you past that learning curve process and to build the community, build the Run8 community. That's my goal, because it is such an there's things I wish they would do, but you know what, all those things on my wish list aren't saying that this is a terrible simulator. It's a great simulator. It really is. Took me the longest time to wrap my head around the tagging system. Now, Union Pacific and especially BNSF, that's real easy. I get it. BAR is Barstow, BAK is Bakerfield. I get it. It's an M-BAR BAK. That's a manifest train leaving Barstow heading for Bakersfield. Okay, so Auto can now route that. I get that. At that time I didn't understand that. What got me was when I routed a train, I wanted it to stop at Victorville. So I had a supply train that was leaving Barstow going to Victorville, M-BAR VIC. All right, send it on its way. Went off and was switching cars out, building trains, and over. Hey, get back, get away. Get beyond yellow. Pick that bag up. Watch out. Coming through. All right. I'm good. Anyway. doing my thing, and then I don't know, I guess I was waiting for some kind of a notification that my train made it to Victorville. I got no notification. I went looking for my train. Between Barstow and Victorville, it was nowhere to be found. Go beyond Victorville, nowhere to be found. Okay, I don't know what happened to the train. I don't know where it went. I mean, once again, I'm still brand new. Didn't know to look at, the dispatch board. Try to find my train there. Didn't know how to do that. Went about, I said, well, I guess that train's gone. I guess I'll build another one. So I'll go back to building another one. And then I see a notification that wherever it went off map. So, no, absolutely, Fred. You're right. Watch those Run8 videos. Grab anything and everything you can. And that's why I keep referencing back to NS Horsehead SD7. Like I say, he doesn't stream that much anymore, but he does a lot of version 1, mostly version 2, and a couple of version 3 videos on Run8. But not only does he teach, by watching all those videos, do you learn about Run8, but you also learn about how a railroad operates as well too. And that's that. I mean, I play casual. I try to operate semi realistically. I got a friend who was like, look, oh, this is fun. I'll drive a train 100 miles an hour through the yard. I guess I'm not playing with you because I don't want to play that way. It's the same thing with the farming sim. It's like, you come on, let's do the work, have some fun, chit chat. But for the most part, let's not do any stupid shenanigans. And that's the same thing for our servers as well too. I'm going downhill. Why am I ramping up? Oops. I came on faster than I was expecting. It's even to the point now that where I work, I am kind of right in the middle. Depending on where I stand, I can look to the south and I can see the BNSF trains go by. If I go to the north side of where I work and look north, I can see the Union Pacific trains go by. And I'll stand there and I'll hear a horn. Okay, that's one long. There's the second long. Well, that was a really quick short. That's an excessively long. And I'm picking that stuff up. So, Mateo's good. Spur Gaming is good too. And I mean, both of them are good. I always murder his name. It's Schnaza Paza, whatever his name is. His are entertaining too. He has some good, especially when some new packs come out. He's got some, good information there. But like Mateo, good guy that he is a farmer. Spur, I'm not sure. I don't know what he does in real life, but NS Horsehead, at the time he was making his videos, was a conductor. Someone seems to think that he got promoted, and now he's an engineer, I guess. I also know that he's very involved in making of enhancements. So kind of find him on the enhancements channel in Discord. So. Oh, good. Okay, I didn't. You know what? Now that you said that, I do recall one of his. Okay, that's jogging my memory. Now that you said that, I think and I think he's CSX as well too, if I remember correctly. But that's why I like NS Horsehead, and that's why I like Spur, because these guys have real world experience, and so you can learn from them how railroads operate, how trains operate, and then you can do it here in Run8. How great is that? Two, 4, 1, 4. Is that me? Yes, that was me. Okay, I'm on. If you have a map, you get the maps at the Depot Plus website. I'm actually on page 3 of the Mohawk server. Lower right hand corner is where that detector was. So, but yeah, I really kind of want to help people with this simulator get past. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, dive into the guides that load up in the directory. They're all PDFs. Bear in mind they're version 2, but the information is still good. But there's any other questions, kind of like what I'm doing right now in this test. All right, I still have all my train, 242 axles, no defects. We're doing good. Yeah, Southern CSX lines. That's, you know, you're jogging my memory, Matt. It's been a while since I watched it. I think he is down there in like the Mohawk, not the Mohawk, but the Fitzgerald Waycross area down there. So, but he's really good. He is really good. So, but that's best thing I can tell you is to dive in. If you look up anything for Run8, dive into it. Watch those videos. It'll help you out. My test here tonight will be see if I got my routing, because I'm using modern day symbiology tags, modern day tags, as opposed to like the era that Run8 models is 1995 to about 2005, somewhere in that time frame. And I'm basing that off of the type of locomotives that we have. But the tags have changed for CSX, so I was able to go through and I redid all the tags and everything, and I had to get into where everything is routed and change those tags out, and so far everything's working good. This particular test is that there was no tag. The control point was there. That's programmed into the map. The control point is there, but there were no tags for the control point. So this is to see if the train will route itself, or if Otto will route the train into the Dewitt yard. And then I'm gonna have to jump out. I'll slow the train way down, jump out, flip switches so to make sure that it goes down the track that I want it to go down, because I do have a track. I got a I need to start slowing down. That was a flashing yellow. So once again, it's me not playing true to life, but that was enough to tell me that, yep, I am going to be slowing down. I don't know why. Interesting. I'm going to slow it down. But anyway, if I set things up right on the receiving tracks, this train should come, well, if it was AI'd, should come to a complete stop and then relinquish, which is what I wanted to do. So if this works and it routes in, then I know I can go there, flip switches, and I can walk away, because then the train will at least come down, and once it hits that relinquish point, it'll come to a stop and relinquish, and then just sit there until we pull the locomotives off of it, or have to do whatever we have to do. So, and once again, there's really nothing that explains how to do that. That was just diving in, you know, to utilities that other people had come up with. So, and there's things like, I had mentioned earlier on, the external dispatcher. That's not produced by Run8. That's a separate individual that's come up with a new one for version 3. Oh, let me come back to Microsoft's Flight Simulator. So, and I said I was going to bring it back, and I was going to equate it to Run8. There's a rumor, and then once again, I don't hold my breath. I don't get excited until it actually comes out. But like the current version of Microsoft's Flight Simulator, the engine that they use for that is being used by the Run8 development team. And they did, it is already common knowledge that they did buy up a lot of assets from Jointed Rail. If you're familiar with Trainz like 2019, 2022, Jointed Rail has a lot of assets that are in there. Well, they purchased a lot of assets from Jointed Rail. And I think we saw some of those new assets in the Pacific, or in the Pacific, in the Pittsburgh line east. Okay, I'm going to ramp up that green way up there. That's my goal. That's the whole reason why I stream Run8 is I want to build the Run8 community. Please, I mean, if you know of anybody, if you guys like, just even if you like, you know, you're riding around in your car with your friends and your family, and a train goes by, and you just have to stop and stare at it as it goes by. Guess what, man? You're a rail fan. You need Run8. Ladies, I'm telling you, Valentine's Day is coming up. You want to give a gift? Forget flowers, forget candy, forget cologne, aftershave lotion, anything like that. You know, get your man Run8. Just saying, he'll be like, well, you got me a computer game? That's awesome. Fred, I may hit you up for some advice because I've got Trainz 2022 and I want to start doing stuff with it. I'm still, I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time, but I'm still trying to figure out what to do. And mainly, my biggest thing is I want to model where I live. Like I said, I've got BNSF on one side, Union Pacific on the other side, and they both go through Stockton, California. There's the Central California Traction Company that is a little tiny local short line that just works there in and around Stockton, and they've got a lot of industries that they work. And there's 2 exchange yards down there, one for BNSF and one for Union Pacific. I want to model that. And that was like with Surveyor 2.0, that was one of the reasons why I ended up buying Trainz 2022. That it was hugely on sale during the holidays too. I couldn't pass it up. There's a YouTube video that he does a lot of stuff on Trainz, and I was trying to figure out how he does it, how you get trains to populate in the world. And yeah, I messaged him, and he messaged back. He goes, because he tries doing Run8, he doesn't understand Run8 like he understands Trainz. So we've been exchanging information. He goes, you got to quit thinking of Run8 when you play Trainz. It's, yeah, he goes, the stuff that Run8 does, I wish was in Trainz. That speaks a lot for Run8. But that's another good one. That one is, like I said, is full-blown model railroad simulator. So, and how the trains operate, I kind of vaguely remember as how my trains operated on that 4x8 layout. Nowhere do they operate like like they do in the real world physically. Don't you run it. See, me, I'm the kind of person that if that truck wanted to run that gate, which they do every once in a while, especially on the Southern California map, when the train hits it, you need to see that truck go flying. Speaking of which, you guys catch that derail that BNSF had in Cairo, Nebraska? They don't have nothing out on it by the news because it's not hazmat, and there were no fatalities or anything. So the news didn't really run with it, but it was a coal train that, had midline DPUs in it. And I mean, it was just one of those things where, coal's heavy, very common. You're going to have, DPUs in the middle, but somebody made a comment about, I hope it was up to, it was profitable for BNSF to run those two consists together. Huh? don't know. Maybe they were. I don't know. But yeah, no, it was like those trains folded up like a little accordion. It was on a double track main line. Shoved the one main line that was not being used by that train. Shoved it off into the highway. Coal everywhere. So if you guys need coal to heat your houses, I know where you can get some cheap. Fred, yeah, if you find videos, man, or if you got a YouTuber that has a lot of how-to videos on how to do stuff like that, you can drop me a link. Yeah, because I've been looking for some, and I've seen some that are good. It's like they give me, okay, I know that's really cool, I can do that, but how are you doing it? And they don't explain how they're doing what they're doing. And then there's ones that have some explanation of how they're doing things, but then their first step is, let's get out of Surveyor 2.0 and go to Surveyor Classic. Wait, what? So, I'm always on the look for some new stuff. It's kind of like, and I admire people. I look at some of the stuff that's been created in Trainz, and I admire the people that can do that. And like in Farm Sim 22, I'm on the Tahiti County map, and Handkerchief and I were like just running around that map, just checking things out. And it's an amazing map. It's a good-looking map. So that's what's up on my Farm Sim server right now. Which that server is going to be updated. We are actually had that one for a couple of years now, and apparently they've come out with new price points, and I'm paying way too much for what I'm getting. So I'll be downloading save game files. I've already kept all my mods and everything. They're in a separate folder on an external hard drive, all that kind of good stuff. So that server is going to get updated, but it's up and running now. So if you've got Farm Sim 22 and you got the Tahiti account, well, you can just join my Discord, and I think I've got it set up to where you can choose Farm Sim 22. And if not, drop me a message in Discord. I'll give you access to FS22, and in that channel, or in that little sub channel, there's a link to get all the mods that we're currently using right now, which aren't many, and we're going to try to stay mod free as we can. So, all right, where am I? Oh, wow, good. Coming into Rome. After Rome, we'll pass through a night. This thing knows every time I tab out, it knows that I'm looking at the dispatcher board. I swear they have it set up. Alright, so I am right here, passing the Amtrak Rome. Amtrak station right there. Thought I saw a sign. I may have already passed it, but oh well. Alright, so that was Rome. Here, Oneida, CP 263, 266, 270. So right either here, I think, well, it should switch me here and then up into the yard here as well. So let's see what he does. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If he doesn't switch me, I got to do some manual switching. We'll see what auto does. Azura? Play Farm Sim, play Azura. So I haven't looked at that one. The one that I played a lot in Farm Sim 2017, and they redid it for 2019, but it was kind of buggy. was the Saxony map, and that one, all of us, once I'm the one that found that one, and I brought it to the group that I was a part of. I said, guys, check this map out, and I think less than 24 hours later, the server owner went, we're all now playing on Saxony. It has been voted. You brought us a good map, and we played that one. We played the heck out of that one. And then when 2019 dropped, we're like, okay, let's all go to 2019, and then we'll wait for Saxony. And when Saxony came out for 2019, like I said, it was buggy, and we're like, eh. And then things happen. The little group kind of disbands. It happens, you know. The one and only guy that I really stayed in close contact with, Farmer Lord, is, yeah, he's struggling right now because he just got diagnosed with lung cancer, going through chemo. But he's a heck of a good guy, he really is. I mean, to get me started on farming sim, he actually bought the SciTech wheel and pedals for me. That was unexpected. But he's like, yeah, cause I would chat with him. He would stream on Twitch, and so I would chat with him over there on Twitch. And it's like he's like, well, let me know when you buy farm sim. You can come over here and farm with us. I'll help you get started. So I bought it, and I said, okay, I'm kind of getting used to it. I'll come farm with you. And he goes, okay, give me just a minute. I gotta send you something. And it'll take a couple of days. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I'm thinking he's gonna send me a file. I don't know what he had planned. Next thing I know, I got a UPS package on my doorstep, and it was the SciTech wheel and side panel. Wheel pedals and side panel, all three things. And I was like, wow. So, that was very nice. Very nice of him. Oh, I'm overspeed. Slow down. Going back uphill again. I didn't realize I was going downhill there, and I went over 55. Yeah, we're playing Tahitian County, and it's the row crop ready map. So, so basically, the crops that you plant will be planted in the rows as they are. Behind the planter, they don't stay in a straight line based on the map, if that makes sense. So, makes more real world sense than it does anything else. Alright, how we looking? Alright, the green over here is us, so I want to keep an eye on this, make sure that we can get routed in. If he doesn't route us here pretty soon, or if he doesn't switch it, probably as we get closer, but I'll have to take it as a fail if it doesn't get switched. You know what, I'm going to wait until I get right to this light right here. And if it hasn't switched over by the time I get to this block here, until this block right here turns red, then I'll be bringing the train to a stop so I can switch that light and route us in. I'll have to manually route us in, which then that means that's a thing. What's up, Mr. White? Long time no see. Speaking of an individual that works for a railroad, I'm taking either your chatting with me on your phone. Actually, I can find out right now. You know what I'm going to do, Mr. White? I'm going to look at Discord. Let's see where you're at in Discord. I'm looking. I'm looking to see. Oh wait, you're not showing up on that page. Okay. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Oh, there you are. You are idle. It doesn't show that you're on your phone. So I'm going to ask you if you got your internet back. Because if you got your internet back, it's time to come. Whoop, hang on. Oh look, California Highway Patrol chasing me. That cracks me up. I'm in New York and there's a California Highway Patrol. Good. You are back online. That is good to see, my friend. Well, we got, you know, we have to play some Railroader again. And if anything, you'll have to, if you've got, I know you've got Pittsburgh Line East, you can join us on Handkerchief's server for Run8 as well. And I'm hoping, I keep stalling on it for little things, but I am definitely hoping that the Mohawk Selkirk server will go up online here pretty soon as well too. Good to have you back, my friend. Good to have you back. So, so everybody else said, so just to let you know that Mr. White here actually trains people. And when he and I first started talking, he was actually, if I remember correctly, you were down at the rice yard, Waycross, Georgia, training new conductors. And by the time you were done with that class of, I don't know how many started that class, but by the time you were done training, you were down to 10. And now that he's back, Mr. White here said he was going to start training me to be a proper engineer and conductor out here on Run8. So you're going to see some training. So this is a chance in those videos that'll be coming up since he's back. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot, Mr. White. You guys are going to get to learn how to be real train operators. Just going to put that out there. Alright, we'll see. We'll see at 278 if he switches me in. Pittsburgh, you know what? I'm having fun over there too. I mean, so on the Pittsburgh line for Hanks, I'm basically taking over. I think it's, I don't have the maps here in front of me. I also want to say like honeydew map or honey something or other yard. That's basically an RJ Corman yard, and that's kind of like I became the yard master for that. Great, so you can yell about my parking job even more. Yeah, there you go. Somebody's been doing some work. I went on that yesterday, I think it was. Sometime during the Super Bowl, I went over and yeah, it was. Had to get my mind off that game. It was driving me crazy. Crescent, thank you. Crescent, or actually, was it your parking job, or we gonna talk more about the making the locomotive lean 45 degrees? Let me see, where am I hanging out? I'm actually on my server. I'm just actually not where most people can see me. I've got a private little channel all to myself for when I'm streaming, but if I see somebody in there, I can pull them up and have a little chit chat. I wonder whatever happened to Medic Matt, because I know he was having trouble signing into public servers. He couldn't get into he couldn't get into Mateo's server. He couldn't get into High Green server. Couldn't get into Hank. So I'm thinking, that being said, it's got to be something on his side. Oh, parking and bottling air. No bottling air. I think that cop really wants to talk to me. There he was again. I really can't speak to that because I know that, well, on Railroader, I got a string of cars that came in, and I went to go switch them out because I'm playing hostile mode, is what they call it there. So none of my cars are coming in blocked for industries. So I have to switch them out and get them set up in the interchange before I take them up to the industries. And I notice that when they come in, the air there is bottled as well. So if he's running a firewall, I'm thinking you're right, Matt. If he's running a firewall, I don't know, because yeah, I don't know if he's having an issue with VPN. That'd be the only thing you could do, would be to you know, disable any firewall and see if he can make that connection without the firewall. But I haven't heard from him or chatted with him either here or on Discord in a while. So I think he's just a very busy guy. I know he's got family and everything, so I got to talk to old buddy, another old buddy from the farming days. His name is Snow Mexican. Yeah, he's Canadian. But he is his wish list is to get Railroader. So I was having to play with it, and he came in and started chatting with me on Discord, and so I shared out Railroader with him, and he goes, "Yeah, it looks really good." My buddy Hank kind of would like to play it, except for he doesn't like controlling he doesn't like controlling steam engines. He goes, so he would find a way to get to diesel locomotives as soon as possible. Which actually kind of got me to the point where I'm thinking about changing over on Railroader, going to, you know, getting the diesels as soon as possible. At least getting a diesel switch engine. I'm not going to, and I think I expanded it out too fast. And then I also made a mistake about some of the industries over there. That'll be another one. What's up, Bob? How you doing? How are things up north? You guys drying out okay? I know you guys had some shenanigans up there. Well, that storm that came through here, Bob, I know you guys got a lot of high winds up there and everything. I was listening to the train chatter for all the trains going through the Roseville yard and going up and over the mountain and everything, and they were holding trains in Roseville. And then I heard something that I had never heard before, and I had to go look it up. Was a conductor asking a dispatcher, "What is my blowover rating?" And she came back and said, I think she said, "Yeah, blowover rating is 30 miles an hour. We're going to hold you in Roseville." So that tells me that the winds up in your neck of the woods were a lot stronger than 30 miles an hour. I think it was 30 miles an hour or something like that. You guys get the gist, though. Go ahead, little bug, pulling out. What was the last thing that went through that bug's mind as it hit the front end of my train? Its butt. I had to go there. All right, we're on the last little leg right here. So just wait for that red block to hit here. If it hits here and I'm not routed up into here, I got an issue. Which means I'm at the, like I said, I'll manually route in And then I'm gonna have to go back and look at my configurations to find out why I didn't. I thought I did. I tested it once before, and it seemed to work fine. This is actually the second test. Now that I think about it. All right, still no defects. Not bad. But I am going too fast. I didn't pay attention. See, I can't drive a train and talk at the same time. At least I'm on a straight. And I know what my speed's supposed to be. I just wasn't paying attention to it. All right. Kind of up and down right here. I love the sound pack on this. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Open the window up, you can hear the whine of the traction motors. This sound pack makes me want to go dig my subwoofer out. You know, Matt, you're saying firewall. I'm going back. I'm just thinking about that. It probably is. It's probably blocking the port. I think pretty much everybody's using the default port when they try to sign in. So you wouldn't have to take the firewall down, just got to open the port up so the firewall will let it pass. But the initial test would be, let's take the firewall down and see if he can connect. If he can connect, then we know it's a firewall issue. Fred, you gotta try this sound. If you haven't been to the enhancement channel in Discord, I believe I have that in my description. Go there because they've got some pretty neat enhancements, horns, bells, different packs. In fact, I just found it for the other day. They have for Southern California this would work, but out of Bakersfield, you've got the San Joaquin Valley Railroad. Well, they represent that on the base pack or the base game with a black locomotive with blue stripes and blue lettering, SJVR. Well, that's not what it looks like. And somebody came out with an enhancement that actually models the Genesee and Wyoming Railroad color scheme, because that's who actually owns the SJVR. And they nailed it. They also it's the Heart of Georgia short line. They own that. They own a bunch of little short lines all around the United States, and they all have the same color schemes and the same logo. They just changed the lettering. And so they came out with this enhancement pack. So now I've got legitimate San Joaquin Valley Railroad livery running out of Bakersfield on the Bakersfield map. So if I get over to the Mateo and work Bakersfield like I normally do, and do the Arvin branch, then I'm going to be running that locomotive then. Whoa! So you have the Buffalo and Pittsburgh line. That's G&W. Awesome. Yeah, they're all over the place. Quincy, you got the word. We'll have to talk more offline, but yeah, if I, well, my daughter right now is actually trying to get me to move to where she lives. Anything out of California would be better. But that's my only thing, is at my age and stuff. So we need you, before you say anything to anybody, Mr. White, please, let's talk offline here. But yeah, that'd be a great way to finish my working. I figure I got about another 10 years before I would even consider retiring, because I don't believe retirement is a biblical thing. I think part of why when people look at me go, wow, I didn't realize you were as old as you are. You look great. Well, losing weight, staying on the move, keeping my brain active, and trying to, just basically all the way around live a healthier lifestyle. That's what keeps you looking young, keeps you moving. It's done then. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Wow, that would be so cool. I want to go right to engineer. Just saying, White. I just want to go right to engineer. The wrong button there. So I am from Australia, so learning Run 8 lines will be a learning curve. Okay, the film of the videos I've seen for trains in Australia, they're all unmanned. No, I think it's just the ones that run through the outback that are unmanned, which is something that I think that they want to get to here in the States, but there's no way. Not like what just happened in Cairo. Was it Cairo, Nebraska? I mean, and I don't even know. I haven't even heard as to what caused that derailment. But I just don't see it. I think for safety, I mean, 2's the minimum. It'd be kind of nice if they had 3. I don't know. I'm more about the safety than I am about the bottom line. All right, how we doing? I'm getting close. He's got me to a red there. I noticed that. He's shortening this up, and he's got me to a red here. So I want to see if he's going to route me in here like he's supposed to. Still got a green. I agree with that. It's good advice, Mr. White. Take your time. Like I said, you can join a community. I mean, there's Mateo server's got a good community. You can always leave me a message and join my Discord, and because I'm trying to get my community started. Hank joins in there. I know Mr. White's been in there, and they're huge Run 8 buffs. So yeah, if you have any questions, come in there. You can post a the rate of derailments are going to skyrocket. Oh, don't tell me that. Well, that shoddy and worn infrastructure. That's that's everywhere, Mr. White. I'm sitting here. They're talking about raising the rates, at the DMV here in California, and I'm driving around the roads going, okay, that money's supposed to be going to fix the roads, but the roads are not getting fixed. So, where's that money going? Into the pocket of the politicians. And that's as far as I'm going to go in my politics. I don't want to get on that soapbox. Oh, he did it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He routed me in, but he's routing me past right here at CP 282. So I will have to drop that light so I can route into that yard. But he routed me at 278. So from that point on, it's all manual routing. Okay. We're good. I've seen some, I mean, I've seen some tracks that are like that too, that are just like a plate of spaghetti. I still have a green. But yeah, you can find it. There's some interesting drone videos that are maybe like one or 2 days old after the derailment. Oh, and here's my little public service announcement. If you're going to go out and do any rail fanning, stay off of the right-of-way. I mean, I honestly, where I go do and watch my trains sometimes, I'll go to the local Amtrak station and sit in their parking lot and watch the trains go by. Because that way I don't get yelled at. But there's some people out there that rail fan, and they'll try to get on the right of way to catch their shots. Oh, and if you want to see a really good video though, this one's really, really good. I think you guys have access to, in my YouTube channel, to my favorite videos. I posted one up. I know Hank said he started watching it. It was the Union Pacific line going over the Sierra Mountains in wintertime. And so you get to see the rebuilt SPMW units, the snowblower units working, which those go back to like the 30s. But I mean, I think it's 7 Idea Productions is the one to put that one out, and it's really fascinating because he's got a series of videos, and I've been finding all of them that line that he's showing you would be basically the Run8 Northern California line. Then he has a video that is Needles. Well, actually, it's from Seligman through Needles to Barstow. So if you want to see what that line looks like in real life, and these are like 2-hour videos, so they're a nice little. If you want to get your rail fanning fix, and it's a nasty, ugly day. Okay, I got yellow over green. We got. I gotta learn my signals. Yell at me, Mr. White. I don't know my signals. Alright, so you gave me a red. Can I flip this one? Yes, I can. Alright, so that one's routed into the Dewitt yard, but I'll still keep that red because I'll end up bringing that in. When you are passing over tracks in that condition, I'll be the first to tell you feel like you're getting tossed and bounced around like a basketball. Oh, that's not good. Speed reduction 45 and 3 miles. Let's go ahead. I'm basically down. I'm on idle right now. I'm going to let it slowly slow down. You sure you want me to yell at you? I'm back with some expletives myself too, but as long as it's because, well, first of all, nobody is harder on me for doing something stupid than I am. So if you feel the need to yell at me and using expletives, just understand that that's already going on inside my head. And I will not make that mistake the second time. Mostly where I get yelled at is, can you shut up? You're asking too many questions. There is no such thing. Alright, I'm down to 45 already. Under 45 actually. But you know what? Sometimes, I mean, even with the kids that I have, there's a few times that I've unloaded with some pretty harsh language, you know, but depending on the individual, you might have to get there. I mean, that's an intention getter. You can always do it like Leroy Jethro Gibbs, slap him on the back of the head. But yeah, I mean, we're talking one of the, let me guess, one of the most dangerous professions, wouldn't you say, Mr. White? See, that should be a mod they had for Run8. If you don't blow your horns, the cars don't stop. If you hit a car, then you either derail, or if you have derail turned off, your train goes into emergency. That's one of my other wish. That's not, that mod is not on my wish list. I was just thinking that out loud. But one of my things on my wish list is that they would take Run8 and at least put it on Steam. And I've got other reasons for that, other than that would actually, by having it on Steam, it would increase the exposure, and increased exposure equals increased revenue, which equals increased assets. If you put the revenue back into the game, oh, I forgot there was a crossing right there. All right, down to 40. I'm down to 40. You're the diverging clear. So far, so good, Otto. So now I need to go in and look at why it's not routing me into Dewitt, other than I would have to, from that point on, I have to manually do it. So, alright. Oh, he routed me back. And I can't do anything until that drops. Let me turn him off. Yeah, well, it's, if I don't get a body bag, then somebody else may get a body bag. And then after Mr. White's done with me, then I would get a body bag. Alright. Now I can route into the DeWitt yard. But I'm going to leave the light red. Actually, I turned auto off, so I could actually go ahead and give myself so I need to make a note of that. Where's my pencil? CP282. I don't know if I have a control point that I can configure for that. You know, I might have to do a stream like that. Use that external dispatcher and go play on Hank's map and go play dispatcher. He needs more people on his map. I need to get mine up and running. 15 miles in, okay, 15 miles an hour. I'm down to 25. Slowing down. I'm all the way off. On the rails, you make a mistake, you get no do-overs, you get a body bag. Yep. I was watching some old videos on guys, they were, you know, I think like 1940s, 1950s. And they were building a train. And you had guys riding like at the top of a car, hanging on with one hand and using their hand to work the handbrake on the car. Like, yeah, OSHA would have a fit. I don't even know if OSHA was around at that point. I just heard a bell. I don't see any warnings. Yeah, okay. So this is, yeah, this is where the dispatcher would have to control the train into, right now, control the train into DeWitt Yard, and then there would have to be a yard master watching the DeWitt Yard and making sure the switches are flipped so that the train would route into the actual one of 4 receiving tracks. You know what? I've noticed that too. I wasn't going to say anything, Mr. White, because I've been looking at the last update that they did was back on the 5th of December. So I know that they've been very, very quiet. I haven't looked at their forums. I know you follow their, I don't do Facebook, but I think you follow their Facebook more than I do. That's the only thing that I'm hoping. Now, if they come, don't be wrong, if they come out with a whole new subdivision, or they'll probably add something on to the Pittsburgh line, I'm okay with that too. Oh, this sound enhancement for these Dash 9s is incredible. Really hear the dynamics kicking in. Have you heard of any rumors, Mr. White, about what might be coming for Run 8? See, and I think this is a problem too, right here. Now, I'm going this way, but I got all this green. That's all left over from my train, so... I wonder, now, actually I'm wondering, now I think about it, I'm wondering if Auto considers this a sighting. I should have tried that. I can always test that, use the train maker upper and just drop a train on the track and then bring it in and ask Auto to, you know, give me the next sighting. See if it considers that, but I'd rather go see if I can configure CP282. Going uphill, so I'm actually way below 15 miles an hour. About a half a mile until we diverge off. That's what that light is right there. Need to get ready to, when I start to diet, you know, go off. I'll bring it to a stop so I can run in and take a look at the switches. Do I have anybody coming behind me? Actually, let's do this. That one, give him that one. Oh, I don't want that one, I did that wrong. Need to drop that light so I can give him that. That should be right there. Yep. I need to stop short of that switch right there. Where's my Dewitt yard page? It's one. There we go. I said I needed to stop, and what did I forget to do? Hit the brakes. Alright. Let me jump out and... Alright, so that one's going straight. Oh, I hate the snow. I think on the map... So, I want to keep coming up this way. I'll show you guys a little trick. You can do this. Okay, yep, that's the departure. Departure yard is over here. I need to keep coming up this run here. I believe, actually I don't see any. Maybe I don't have any. I thought I had some trains already. Oh, I do right there. I'm going to take it back. I'm on the North Runner. This is where the map is. I'm looking at the paper map that you can download from the depot. So this is the North Runner. They're showing that goes around the yard. I need to come in over here. Let me work my way back. First of all, I want to make sure that I have room for this thing. Okay, so that one, yeah, so these two here, that's track 1 and 2. Let me get bird's eye view now. Yep, so actually this is track 19, track 18, this is 17 and 16. So these are the 4. So I got all these cars I got to sort into the classification yard, which is right here. That's all these dead end tracks. That's all the classification yard. So I got to bring it into here. All right, so we're going to be going this way. That one. Put that one back to normal. That one's good. That one's reversed. This one needs to be reversed. There we go. Well, I need to get to know this yard a little bit better. Finally getting a handle on the Selkirk yard, and this yard I need to get a handle on. Alright, so we're going to come down there. I see the lights down there. There she is. So this consist has 3 different locals on it that all run out of the Dewitt yard. That one's good. And I think I'm okay to switch this. I might be a little close. And oh, I'm good. Okay. So I should be. Oh, it's raining. Alright, so we're going to want to get this to start going forward a little bit. Slowly moving. I'm going to turn auto back on again. Oh, hang on. I will be back in just a moment. There is somebody ringing the doorbell. And it's probably a package being delivered, so I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I am back. Alright, we'll turn that off. There we go. I didn't mute my microphone. I just realized that. Oh well. That's exactly what I thought it was. Amazon packages. Alright, so we have... Okay, so that should bring me in that way. This is the departure lead? This is really weird. I don't think this map is right. That's what I just come down to. I just don't think the map from the depot is right. But it's close enough that we can make it work. Alright, let's go ahead. Creep on in. Take a look. You know, areas... Dispatch is back on again. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to come up here. Dispatcher, dispatch menu, tone the dispatcher. And cancel my routing. I am where I'm supposed to be. So let me go back here, use date and time. There we go. Hank, what's up? I need to stream for 2 hours, so because you missed the first hour of it. Well, all I did was I didn't do much. I mean, I was down here in Little Falls and just worked my way up, and then I'm just coming now into Dewitt Yard, and I had to roll back on the date so I could see the tracks to make sure that I'm aligned, and I believe I'm aligned into receiving track 17. So we'll see how this goes. But oh, it stopped raining. Yeah, oops. Another little nudge here. But I'm looking at the map from the depot, and the map from the depot does not match how the tracks are. So I don't know. I know it's a PDF file, but I don't know if I can get the actual file that I need to change it, because I know they use I think they use Paint Shop, I think, or whatever it is. I don't know. So it's good. Quincy White's back, by the way, my friend. So I don't know if he's still hanging out in here or not, but he was chatting for a little bit. But I think I'm gonna have like all 4. I can't bring anything else into DeWitt. I've got all 4 receiving tracks filled, so I'm gonna have to get over here and work the DeWitt yard. And I think I'm definitely getting to the point where I'm gonna need help, so I've got to get that server up. Other than that, Quincy said he would come over and play on yours. Train track speed. Uh-oh. Seriously? That never happens on an AI train. And it was a Run8 train too that just got it. I bet you have a gondola, because that's the only time I've ever had a derail is when a car picked a switch. It was on a gondola. Alright, so we're going to do left control F8 to bring up the car tags, and I'm going to go look for anything with purple or even looks like it's sitting on the ground. Red means loaded, green means empty, yellow, partially loaded, orange, more loaded than yellow, red, fully loaded. So, but all these LO13s, LO12s, those are all for locals out of Dewitt Yard. So I'm looking for a Run8 car. And since I really haven't passed anything, I'll just go down and I don't know. I'm looking for anything that might be purple in color. Or I might have to roll back the time in the day so I can see if there's anything. So the snow, I can't tell if it's sitting on. No, that's not a track. Okay. Can't tell if it's sitting on the ground or not. Yeah, let's do that. Go back and reset the time and the date again. There we go. Walk all the way to the end, and I'll walk all the way back up to the front. There's the end of train device. There's my car right there. What switch did it pick? Down here at the end? But it wasn't a gondola. A loaded covered hopper. Sitting on the ground right there. Alright. So we're going to do this. Let's go forward. We're going to re-rail it like a man. I could do re-rail easy. Alright. I'm off the brakes. Boom! Re-rail succeeded. We're back going again. And it's raining. Welcome to the world of being a conductor. Look, Mr. White, I did it! But I am serious, Mr. White. We need you. Let's talk, because after what happened, what's been happening over the last couple of, well, since Thursday. Wait, witchcraft. There's a floating telephone pole. See, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a problem with. I should let somebody know that there's a problem with the Mohawk Selkirk maps, that they need to revisit it. Alright, I should be lined into this one first, and then I'll cut. And if I have to, I'll disconnect up there and then push the rest back down here. We'll see. That's like about the fourth or fifth time that I've actually had a derailment. Alright, and we're going to straighten out right there. So I'm going to do shift and multiplication, start our countdown. So I'm looking right there on the panel. We're about 3,400 feet. Yeah, 3,438 is our total length. That includes locomotives. But I want this to go to 0. That'll tell me it's on. My train's fully on this track with now not sitting in the switch, not blocking. I believe they call that sitting in the foul. I'm not sure. I'm passing another train over here. I need to have my safe bell going. Hank, you don't have Mohawk and Selkirk, do you? So this track is 3,200 feet. My train is 34, so I'm going to be a couple hundred feet long. So I am going to have to split the train. Let me just coast a little bit. Not yet. Okay. I'll say you can come on over here and help me. We'll start sorting all these cars sitting over here. But what do I want you to get first? Railroader. Nah, I don't know. Just do it. You do what you feel. I was just kidding. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having you get Railroader. That'd be kind of fun. We can do some multiplayer over there. I am in my Discord, but I am also in my streaming channel as well too. So I don't know if you can see that. I think I gave you moderator options. Might have been a mistake. I don't know. Oh, let's get some more. Slowing down way too much. Oh, really? Railroad before your server? That's why I was saying you do you. So I gotta keep Run8 first and foremost. We had that conversation yesterday. I mean, I really like Railroader, but I gotta stay get back in. I gotta set up, finish my configurations. I have to take a look and see if I can configure CP282. Because I know he will route. I mean, he did a really good job. He routed me here, but he didn't route me into the Dewitt yard. So CP278 success, but I need to take a look and see if I can configure CP282. Why are you not routing? Let's go ahead and get that. Oh, he did. Okay, he dropped them. Good, he did it on its own. I just had to clear the light. There we go. Get that train going again. Run8 needs to be... Yeah, that was a serious mistake. Run8 is going to be first and foremost. Railroader is definitely going to be second, at a very, very close second. And then there's Farm Sim in there, and then occasionally it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3 and Demonologist, because when my daughter wants to play. So I'm going to have to create a, well, I think I can do it in the section that's for moderators only. Set up my streaming schedule. I really don't have a streaming schedule. I just shoot from the hip. It was just kind of one of those things that we kind of culminated something at work, so I got off a little bit early today, and which is good. And then of course next week I am all free every day, so there'll be a lot of streams next week. And I'm going to make sure I do it while you're at work too, Hank. I'm just saying. But no, Run8, I need to get back to Run8. I need to finish what I started. And the only reason I haven't, and you know how tedious it is going through and setting up all the yards I have as industries so I can keep track of where all the cars are at. Yeah, that can be a bit daunting. Alright, let's see what I got. 600 feet to go. Let's jump down. I gotta look at the switches. Run down. Because as a conductor, you want to run down the center of the track. Because that's the safest place to be. Not. Alright, do that one. And that one's fine. I should have enough room with just those two. 300 and some odd feet. I got these engines to strip off. I think I got another set of engines over here as well too. Yeah, I gotta have a bunch of engines I gotta strip off and put into the engine shop area. And 50 feet to go. Okay, we're in, so we can't, yeah, we're gonna have to strip some cars off, so let's take a look and see what I got. Alright, all brakes applied. Alright, that's a WPM, that's a WPM, that's a WPM. So is that one. So is that one. That one's not. Alright, so I'm going to take what I was looking at. I'm looking at the destination tags. So all of these go to one company, WPM. So I'm just going to cut it right here. So let's go ahead and grab this car, apply the brake, apply the brake, apply the brake, apply the brake. Oops. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to move that like I'm on in Railroader, and that's at one point you were supposed to be able to move these, but I guess you can't anymore. So all right, so we're going to close that one, open that coupler. Let's go ahead and pull forward. Oh, what happened? Stop. Seriously? Is that the one I want? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Ah, I'm stupid. I did break it. I was looking at the wrong coupler. Ah! Alright, so I got to pull out and back up. So that's alright. That'll work. Let's go do this. I'll set that handbrake. That's what I get for not sleeping well, either. And once again, driving, train, and talking. And I just blew. Okay, I'm making all kinds of mistakes here, guys, but this is going to work out. Because now you get to see. What's my motto? I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Anybody want to guess what I just did? Hank. Okay, I'm going to be the teacher. Does anybody want to guess what I just did other than Hank? He was right, though. He says PCS. What I did is I blew the PCS, but how did I blow the PCS? That's the question. How did I blow the PCS? Anybody? Bueller? 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 Alright. So I blew the PCS because I pulled these apart. The air hose came apart, and I forgot to close the angle cock. So what I need to do is start by closing that angle cock there. So that way it would have kept the air from dumping out of the main reservoir. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Don't. Oh, Hank. Alright, so now I got PCS open. This is an easy fix. What we can do is we're going to make sure I can grab it. You let me grab it? Okay, it's not going to let me grab it, so I'm going to use keyboard. So I'm going to put my reverser into neutral. I'm going to go ahead, kill the bell, and I'm going to take the train brake and put it into, oh, it's over here. Sorry, wrong one. That's dynamic braking. Put my train brake, not the auto, not the independent, but the train brake. Put it into full apply, and on the locomotives that have the MFDs here, it'll have a countdown. If it doesn't have an MFD, you're going to have a dummy light sitting right here, solid red, say PCS open. We're just going to sit there and wait for that to start blinking. In this case here, we got 30 seconds. So all right, what do we do next then, Hank, since nobody wants to answer? Nobody's raising their hand. All right, set reverser to neutral and move train brake to release. So we're going to go full release. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do full independent, but I'm going to do full release. You see the red handle move, we're fully released, and the PCS error is gone. So I can get back down on the ground again. And then I'm going to walk between the cars here, but I'm going to walk down here. I'm going to ask for a 3-step. He's applied 3-step, I'm pretending. Alright. And we got about, what? Maybe 5 feet to couple. Put in reverse. Come off the brakes. Need a little bit of a notch just for a bump. Alright. And we're good. Let's go ahead and connect. We do that. Here I was going to railroader, click these. Here in Run 8, we're just going to go ahead and hit connect. And then on this one, we're going to go ahead and do a partial. We don't want to dump the PCS again. This is already closed. There comes the CFM. Waiting for it to come down. It's dropped. We can go full open. All right, we're good. It took a long time for it to air up that one car. Okay, I guess this is where I want to be, right here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's pull forward. Oh, listen to the sound. That sound pack is amazing. I keep saying sound pack. It's a sound enhancement off the. It's the Jivo sound pack off of the enhancement Discord. It's giddy up go, Hank. It's giddy up go. Come on. Speaking of giddy up go. On a grade, a slight uphill grade. Enough to make with these with a loaded cars and make me slow down real quick. Ooh, look at that. Pull that away and there's two trains coming through the yard. I like it. Auto rack, domestic container, stack train. Oh, I did install the Snyder. Okay. I was watching a Union Pacific stack train go by work. It had these containers on it, those containers on it, those Snyder. Didn't see any JB Hunt. Saw some of those. So that one I didn't see. These I saw. No CSX, but it was kind of cool. Alright, I want to make sure I'm going to go down the right way. Okay, good. Alright, I'm going to go reverse this back in. Whoa! Lightning strikes. Yeah, I'm standing out here in the middle of the open with a bunch of metal stuff around me. Excuse me, Mr. White. Is it time to come inside now? I have an Ohio story on that one. Lightning strikes. Alright. Alright, so all 4 receiving tracks are now officially full. I have locomotives to strip off, but that will be another day. So fairly successful run. Eventually, it was a road train that came out of the Selkirk yard. I did stop it in Little Falls after 2 hours. So I think all total it took me about what is it? Gotta take a look at my stream here. All things, this is about 4 hours to get up here. Alright, we're just going to bring that to a stop right there. Our lights off. Actually, can I do it from inside? I haven't done this in a while. Engine stop right there. Yeah, I like how the engine just stops, you know, and alright. Isolate. Single middle. We're just going to put everything, turn everything off. Oop. You off, turn you off. What? See this guy nodding over here? I saw that. He was falling asleep. Alright. Windshield wipers are off. Oh, that's my flashlight. I'm like, where's that light coming from? Is my flashlight. Alright. Brakes are on, brakes are on. The only thing missing is... Oops. What that? I don't want that either. There we go. Handbrake's on. Okay. There we go. Oh, handbrake is on. All other brakes are on. So, we're done. I think we're about as tied down as we can get in Run 8. So, alright. That's it. That's the Dewitt local, or the Dewitt supply train out of Selkirk has made it and arrived. So the crew is heading out to the van to go to the hotel. The night crew will be over here anytime to start working on these trains in the snow. It's snowing. Awesome. All right, and it is thick snow too, man. It's not, you can't see the rails. You look at this, you can barely see the switches. You really during the wintertime, you really would have to know this yard. Wow. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. So yeah, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. No. What do you mean no? You mean I can't go inside with lightning strikes? All right. Well, anyway. In real life, you just got fired. Why? Because I refused to hold a lightning rod over my head? Actually, you know what? You know how you not... Again? Yeah, again, exactly. You know how you keep from getting hit by lightning? Buy a lottery ticket. Anyway, with that, I am going to call it a good one. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you do like the content that I am providing on Run 8 or Railroad or anything else I do, please subscribe to the button, hit the notification, so that way you know when I go live. Give me a thumbs up so it helps the analytics. And then for anybody who is a rail fan out there and you really want to help build this Run 8 community, share the videos out. Join the Discord community as well too if you'd like. If you have questions about Run 8, you can leave me messages in there, or if I'm live in one of the channels and not hiding like I am right now, you know, feel free to have a chit chat. I'll try to help you out as best I can, or if not, I will point you. You can't remove it in Run 8. You left the throttle key inserted. Yeah, I know, but you can't remove it. Is it the throttle key, or maybe it is the throttle key? I was thinking of the reverser key, but yeah, but you know, I don't think you can remove it in Run 8. So doesn't matter. So anyway, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. See you next time. This is the Lazy Farmer Kurt H. I'm out. Have a good evening.